Hi, it's Ileana here, and today I am going to be discussing learning and teaching energy healing. I was asked this very interesting question through email, and I'm going to discuss the question and the answer. So I am looking at my computer screen while I read the question and the answer, just in context. I am looking at a screen as well while I'm doing this. And the reason why I decided to choose this topic for my video today is because honestly, I'm not sure how to teach energy healing to people. The way I learned how to work with energy, like how to sense energy, how to move energy, to remove like energetic blockages, was through Reiki. That's how I began to learn about what energy is. And Reiki is considered to be energy healing, a form of modality of energy healing. But I honestly cannot say that it made me a good energy healer when I first started out, um, because it taught me what energy is, how energy moves, how you sort of that it's universal healing energy from the universe. That's what Reiki taught me, all four levels of Reiki that I took. And I'm a master practitioner in Reiki. And personally, I have not taught Reiki to anyone. I know how to, and I'm certified for it, but so far it's just not been a calling of mine to teach Reiki really to anyone online. And anything that I teach is through online Zoom courses. So I've just not been called to teach Reiki at this time. Um, I like to teach crystal healing with crystal grids and manifestation. I like to teach classes about past life regression, soul retrieval, astral travel, even hypnosis. Those are things that, for me, those things involve protocols. So I like to teach those things. I'm not sure how to teach energy healing again because I started out off with Reiki, just learning energy. What is energy? How does energy move? How do you access energy? Um, how do you tap into energy? But I don't do straight out Reiki anymore. I go way beyond Reiki these days. When I do energy healing, I see people's organs internally, what's going on, what's I see beyond blockages. If something has happened to you physically, if you have toxins in your body, if your organs have been affected by toxins, I see that kind of stuff internally when I do energy healing or when I do the intuitive medical body scan. I literally see energetically where something is out of alignment. Sometimes I see genetic mutations or diseases. It really depends on what's going on with the person internally, but I don't know how to teach you that for energy healing in a course. This is something that organically happens for me, that I have the ability to. And when I first started off doing energy healing, it's not what it is now. Like now it's very attuned. And I believe it's not just because I studied energy healing, like not just because I took Reiki, it's because I also took psychic development courses. I also took shamanic practitioner courses. I took crystal healing. I took a bunch of different things that I learned and incorporated into my healing modalities. So it's not just one specific thing that made me an energy healer, what I do now. Because I tap into universal energy just from the universe. And I oscillate it to the proper frequency it needs for a personal healing session for the person that is receiving that energy healing. And it oscillates to specific directions of what needs to be healed in the body, or emotionally on the soul level, blockages, chakras, meridian points, whatever it is that I'm healing at the time. I direct the energy, and I don't just work on people. I've worked with animals, raccoons who I've healed. Um, so my cat I've healed, and I can't say that energy healing is a perfect science, because even I have animals and humans are two different things. They're both alive, but an animal is a smaller creature. My cat is a smaller creature than a human. One time I miscalculated. I was treating constipation on my cat, and I energetically stimulated her bowels and intestines a little too much, and she ended up having diarrhea for 3 days. So, and I did energy healing for 30 minutes for 3 days on my cat. And every time after that session, she would have diarrhea. Yeah, she would have a good bowel movement, but she would have too much of it. So I learned that a huge human being and a smaller cat is not the same thing. Cats need less energy healing. In some cases, especially with constipation, you don't want to overstimulate a creature's bowels way too much. And I overdid it. So as I heal, I also learn. I learn from, I don't consider what I did on my cat a mistake per se. It was a good learning lesson. I mean, my cat, the constipation stopped. She like, the diarrhea happened, yeah, but she doesn't have constipation anymore. So whatever, she was also having some inflammation in her stomach. So it was like a harsh cleanse that I did on my cat. So I did a harsh detox cleanse. It was, I'd say too much, but whatever was inflamed internally, that did clear up with the diarrhea. So I just went far too much with that. So I'll admit, sometimes even I'm learning when I'm working with animals, especially smaller animals, how much energy to direct towards what in healing. That's just an example. But I primarily do energy healing on humans. Uh, and for me, I've noticed I am a decent energy healer. And so I always try to go to the root cause of what I'm healing to figure out, why is this the way it is in the body? Is it on the soul level? Is it on the physical level? Is it on the emotional level? Is it all of the above, or something specific in the body that's causing an ailment, that's causing a disease, that's causing anxiety, depression, whatever symptom it is? I try to look for the root cause when I do the medical intuitive scans to heal the root cause. And I don't make guarantees that I am going to give you a cure, that I can completely, totally heal something, because every person is different. They have different symptoms, they have different issues that they come to me with. So I do the best energy healing for them that I can. And I usually see improvement. The person says they feel lighter energetically, they feel better. Like I get some kind of a response, but it does take a few days, even a week, to see how much of the healing has set in. The true depth, if there's a true depth of healing in there, it takes a bit of time to see that. And I usually say, I did this much healing. This is how much percentages I sense the healing that I did for you, and this is where I worked on you, whatever I worked on. So I always tell the person what I'm working on and why I'm doing that, and I ask them permission to, like I say to them, I sense this, I see that within you. Do I have your permission to heal this? And I always ask for permission. And I always ask you as well, what physical symptoms do you have? What would you like for me to heal primarily in your session? I will say, this is what I see intuitively with the medical intuitive body scan. This is what I see. and what symptoms do you have? Because I like to have the person's input, what they think they should, what I should work on healing, and what they would like to heal, work on for me and with them, in conjunction with them, because it is your body. So you are involved in the healing process. It's not just me sitting there energetically tuning, adjusting, and retuning things. I do try to get you involved in the process, to participate, to tell me what you would like to work on for your healing session, because it is about you and your healing. So it is personal, to the person and to me, because I want you to get the best healing session you can with me. Same with anything else that I work on with clients and people. So getting back to the question of teaching energy healing, this is the email that I got, and it was asking me, are you ever planning on teaching some of your healing skills? People might want to learn techniques for working with energy healing to remove harmful organisms and to cleanse the body. I've done detoxes, energetic cleanses of removing toxins, bacteriums, viruses from people's bodies. But again, it's just something I naturally do organically. I'm not sure how to teach you how to do that. So I'm not even sure how to answer that email. Teaching healing, some of us have suffered a lot and we have a drive to help people. Teaching healing is really effective because you can only do so much as one person. There's no exclusivity on healing modalities. There's so many different healing modalities that healers work with, and how they move energy, process energy. There's no one specific protocol, and I don't follow a protocol except to make sure that when I sense that something needs healing, that healing energy goes, I direct it to the organs in the body, or whatever I'm healing, brain, organs, the whole body, whatever I'm working on. My protocol is to focus the energy for the healing where it needs to go specifically. So that's my only protocol that I use. And I also modulate the amounts of energy. And I always ask people, is this enough energy? Do you feel comfortable? Do you need more or less energy? And I can adapt and attune that during the healing session. Some of us might want to go to poor places and try teaching it. Again, I don't know how to teach energy healing to somebody. I can teach you Reiki, levels of Reiki, but honestly, I don't think it's enough in the beginning to be a proficient energy healer. That's just me, how honestly I'm speaking about my own experiences. Reiki wasn't enough to make me a good energy healer. It took years of being an energy healer, doing practicums at first, then doing energy healing with people and clients. So it didn't just instantly happen overnight. And same with my psychic abilities. It didn't just happen instantly overnight. Yeah, sure, I naturally have these abilities for energy healing and for psychic ability, but I worked with these abilities for years and years. And I've become better at it with more time and more healing sessions for others, or healing on myself sometimes. There are people who are not a good cleaner or like being around chemicals. So with energy healing, it would be good to do a house cleanse. And you can do energetic house cleanses with energy healing. It doesn't have to be just on a person. So it could be on houses. You could do an energy clearing, entity attachment removal from houses, from people. Energy healing is also psychic surgery. So where you can do implant removals, and whether that's energetic implants or physical implants that are in the body or in the electromagnetic frequency of your body, because you also have electromagnetic frequencies, you have your auric fields, you have your chakras, you have your meridians in the body. So there are psychic surgery components to energy healing if it's something more complex that needs to be worked on. And again, I don't know how to teach you that. It's just something I've learned how to adapt energy, how to oscillate it, how to vibrate it, how to make it vibrationally attuned to what your body is internally. So that the energy healing, the energy itself that I am tapping to universally, that internally goes into you once I have it. And I do energy healing. I do move my hands. I use words of power. Those are my toolkits to direct the energy and move it vibrationally and physically, internally within you. But I do attune it and I match it to your body's frequency, to your soul energy frequencies. So that healing energy is acceptable and compatible with your body and your soul. I don't just go gather as much healing energy as I can, tap into as much as I can, and just like throw it into your body and just play around with it. I don't do that. I attune it, I vibrate it, and I make sure it's safe to go into your body, that it's pure light healing energy that I'm working with, a source energy that I tap into, that it's healthy and safe for you. And the whole time I'm doing the energy healing, I will ask you, how are you feeling? Is this too much energy? Is this not enough energy? Not enough. Sometimes it's not. And I oscillate the frequency of the healing energy to vibrate it at a higher level. Sometimes I tone it down to a less level of frequency because it's too much for a person or an animal. There's degrees of how you oscillate the healing energy, the vibration, the frequency in terms of energy healing levels. It's same as if you go to ultrasonic healing session, ultraviolet light healing. You could turn it up the levels. You can turn up the levels. Acoustic healing, same with that. You could turn up the levels up or down. It's about making sure what's comfortable for the person you're healing as well. How much energy and frequency of that energy you vibrate and oscillate within the person for whatever specifically you're healing. So I make sure I'm attuned to the person that I'm working with to make sure I'm not hurting them with the healing that I'm doing, with what I'm doing energetically, because I don't want them coming out feeling worse after a healing session. So I just make sure I stay attuned and in tune with you by asking you questions. How do you feel? Is this too much? Is this too little? Do I need to shift the energy frequency, up it, lower it? Because again, I want the person to have a good healing session with me. So I do tune into you and I ask questions for your own health and safety. And then my answer is to teaching energy healing. I am not sure how I can teach energy healing, as the healing energy that I access is from the universe. I tap into universal healing energy frequencies. I learned how to direct healing energies for where they need to go to heal the body and organs because I had learned that skill in Reiki. Energy direction, the energy healing comes naturally to me. So the most I learned in Reiki was how to direct the energy, the flow of energy, where it needs to go for healing and to sense blockages in the body. At that time, when I was first learning Reiki, I wasn't seeing visually, like in X-ray 3D, dynamically organs and what needed to be healed in organs. I could just see blockages of energy in the chakras, because that's what Reiki teaches you, to find the blockages in the chakras and clear them. and how to direct that energy that you're tapping into, the source, universal source field energy for healing. And to set your intention to be protected during the energy healing when you're doing Reiki, so that you're not attacked by something and the client is not attacked by something. So that's what Reiki is. And it has certain symbols, and you're attuned to be able to energetically heal others. There are attunements for Reiki level 1, 2, 3, and 4. And some people call themselves Reiki masters, Reiki master practitioners. I just prefer, even though I have all 4 levels of it, I just prefer to call myself an energy healer. And I say, yeah, I am proficient in Reiki. I know Reiki healing. I utilize Reiki healing sometimes. Sometimes I do utilize the symbols. Sometimes I don't. It really depends. But my energy healing has evolved beyond Reiki. I don't really do the standard Reiki stuff anymore. I'm way beyond that at this point. But again, I really don't know how to teach energy healing to somebody. This is just what I naturally have the ability to tap into energy and energetically oscillate the frequencies, move the energy where it needs to go to promote healing within a person for whatever organically needs healing in the body or on the soul level. And I'm not promoting myself as an energy healer to get somebody to get more sessions with me. I'm just telling you what energy healing is, what learning it and teaching it is. Just to make it understandable what this is. What is energy healing and what am I doing with energy healing? So that's kind of what I'm trying to describe here. The energy that I tap into from the universe, I can oscillate it vibrationally for the healing frequencies I sense that the organs and other body parts need within the person. Then I send that oscillated energy as the healing to the person for what you need the energy and the vibration to be and how much of it you need for your healing. A person needs to be able to naturally tap into universal energy to direct it for healing, and then work with oscillating that energy within someone else's body to make the healing active, to make sure the healing is an active process so that you are receiving your healing with the healing energies that I direct and I oscillate and I vibrate to make safe for your body when I'm doing the energy healing. So that's what I do as an energy healer, basically. And again, I know I can teach Reiki. I'm certified to teach Reiki. But honestly, I don't think it's enough in the beginning to make you a proficient energy healer. Until you've worked with energy, until you've oscillated it, until you've vibrated it, and you've had experience healing yourself, healing animals, healing other people in practicum sessions, not as paid sessions. Or if you've done house cleansing, you've done entity attachment removals, whatever energy healing you have experience with, that you know what you're doing. Moving energy, learning how to work with energy, knowing what energy is. You start off with the basics at first. And that's how I started off. I was not an instant energy healer. I was not an instant psychic. And I know some people will not like hearing this, but this is what my foundations were. I'm just sharing my own experiences with healing, energy healing, working with energy, being a psychic. None of this came easy to me. And I'm not sure how to teach energy healing. I'm being honest. I don't know how to teach energy healing. I do what I do, and I am trained to do what I do, but I don't know how to naturally pass on my abilities just the way they are so you can also have that ability. Your ability for energy healing really depends on how much ability you naturally have to begin with, not just what you're taught to work with. It's your own personal foundation. How psychic are you naturally? How can you sense energies? How can you tap into energy? How can you vibrate with energy? That's your own God-given natural ability, how much of it you have or not. I cannot really augment too much of that and give you a God-given ability that you might have or not have. Energetically, I could tweak it a little bit to give you a little bit of something, a boost to whatever naturally you have, but I cannot make you a perfect psychic or a perfect energy healer. Um, I've actually done some DNA infusions where the person ended up being too sensitive to everything in reality, and I had to undo that DNA infusion. I had to remove it. And that DNA infusion had characteristics and traits from several different species, ET species, that was included in it. And I had to unravel and undo all of those characteristics and traits of the various species whose DNA was contributed to that DNA infusion. I had to remove it because the person was too sensitive and it was making them sick. They were sensitive to energies, environmentally, to other people's energies, to crystals, just their environments. I had to undo all of that. And I had to undo the psychic boosts that I did for them as well. I had to remove all of that, the DNA infusion and the psychic boosts and enhancements that they had requested at one point. All of that had to be removed completely undone and removed. Because it was not helping the person. They thought that being psychic, they could manage it, but it was too much, too many frequencies, too many energies, too many enhancements, too much DNA infusion. So it was really sad for me to remove that and to undo it, but I did it because I don't want the person suffering for it. Just because you made that choice to be psychically enhanced and to have DNA infusions, and if it didn't work out for you, okay, I could do a session to undo it. And I did it. I'm speaking honestly. I did have one DNA infusion where the person just became too sensitive to energy. Um, so I just returned them to their natural template state of their body and DNA before all of those things were done that I did with the DNA infusions and enhancements. Sometimes too much psychic energy will make you sensitive to everything around you. That can happen. And it did. So I removed it and undid it. Because again, I don't want that person to suffer. I don't. I wish them all the best. So hopefully, me undoing that DNA infusion and those psychic enhancements helps the person to return to being their normal self that they were before everything that I did that they requested. So, and I always speak honestly about what I do and who I am. I don't hide who I am. And some people might not like what I say, and that's okay. But I speak my truth. And honestly, sometimes I feel so drained after energy healing, after I do energy healing on someone, or especially entity attachment removals. Some of them are complex and not the easiest to do. So I feel drained and I need to do self care afterwards. So being an energy healer is not always easy. It comes with responsibility of working with people to do healing on them, working on yourself with your own self care afterwards, and shielding and protecting yourself from entities, from beings that want to hurt you, that don't want to leave the person that they were attached to. You clearing all of that out from the person and yourself, like shielding yourself. So these things don't get attached to you. So there's a lot of responsibility that comes with being an energy healer and a psychic. It's not just something you do because you just want to do it, it's something that you're called to do. It's internally something within you um, that you have an affinity to, you have an ability to do. And you do it because it helps others, it helps you to also be able to work with your abilities. So there's a lot to think about. Um, when somebody asks, can you teach me energy healing? And the answer is, I don't think I could teach you really what I am and what my ability is to the level and degree of what I do. Because again, you might have more ability than I. You might be better as a healer than I am. I don't know. I don't know if you can tap into the same amount of energy that I do, if you could do it to the same skill degree level that I do, and I cannot promise that. All I can teach people is Reiki and tapping into energy and feeling energy. And even when learning Reiki, some people can tap into energy and some can't, no matter how much you try to teach them. So I don't give any guarantees or specific percentages at how apt you will be at doing Reiki. That depends on you. How much time you want to put into learning it, how much time you want to put in practicing it, working with energy and tapping into energy. It's all up to you. I can teach your course and give you the basics and even beyond basics, because when I teach stuff, I usually go a little bit above basic. I'm not a basics person. I'm like, load you up with information and give you the best skill set that I can to make you successful for what you've learned or are learning. I'm basic is a cliche to me. I don't do basic. But again, it's all up to you in how much ability you have or don't have, how much you learn and take in of what you learn and adapt it into your own healing modalities or psychic development, whatever you work with. People always ask me, what natural psychic gifts do I have? And if I sense that you have something, I'll tell you about it. If I sense that you don't have psychic gifts, I'll also tell you, I am sorry, I do not sense any psychic gifts at this time. You might need to learn psychic development to develop psychic ability, to learn energy, to work with energy, to learn Reiki, to have energy abilities, to do energy healing. But I cannot adapt you to be a perfect energy healer. I just don't know how to do that. I know how to do energy healing. I am proficient at that. I am comes naturally, and I've also trained to do Reiki, to do other healing modalities, crystal healing, shamanic healing, soul journeying, soul retrieval, past life regressions, hypnosis. I've learned a lot of different healing modalities, and I consider it all healing, because in one way or form it is. It could be emotional healing, it could be physical healing. I believe it's 50-50 of each and together. So those are my thoughts on healing in general, energy healing. I'm not going to be teaching energy healing as a course because I'm not sure how to teach that. I just, again, I want to teach psychic development at some point, and I'm working on that for course material. It's taking me time because it took me time. I went back and revised my crystal book, Crystal Grids, The Art of Healing with Crystals. I revised that book. It was 351 pages. Now it's 504 pages because I felt it was incomplete to what I wanted it to be. There were a lot of things I wanted to talk about, more about crystals and healing with crystals, what crystals are, their energies, what meditation is, how to set up your own meditation spaces or healing spaces, what birthstones are, so what zodiac signs are and how crystals are connected to that, and to expand the index of the different crystals that are in the book. So those are the things that I was working on in expanding out the book. Also how to cleanse crystals, how to clean them, how to work with them. So those are the things that I just finished doing in the book, expansion and republishing the book. I was focusing on crystal healing, and that involves energy healing with crystals. So there's so many different healing modalities involved that you can learn, that you could practice. but I can't make promises how proficient you'll be at any of those. It's up to you, really, how much time you put into it, how much involvement you have with what you want to learn and achieve and accomplish. You are a great part of that. It's not just up to the teacher to teach you, it's up to you to be involved in the teaching process and the learning process along with the teacher, and how you utilize whatever you're taught and whatever you learn at the end of it. Um, and again, I'm being very honest here about my own experiences with all of this. Um, and I've talked to other healer friends of mine, and they've all said, well, you can teach people Reiki. Some people also know Qigong, so they could teach Qigong energy, how to vibrate with energy and healing, incorporating Qigong. I personally don't use Qigong. I don't know Qigong, but my other healer friend does. So I've spoken to them, and they said, well, you could teach them Reiki and what energy healing is and try to tap into energy healing. That's the basic foundation that you start off with. If you want to do energy healing at some point, you start off with the Reiki. You can also learn crystal healing. That also teaches you how to work with energies, because crystals have energy that you could tap into and do crystal healing, not just energy healing. There's different methods of energy healing. The main ones I started off with was the Reiki, and then the crystal healing, and then the shamanism, and then the magic and the psychic development. I incorporate all of that with healing. Maybe not the magic so much, but the rest of it, yes. But I think of energy as magical, because you read its frequencies, you work with it, you attune it, and then you oscillate and vibrate that energy for healing. So in a way, it is magic. It's magical. It's what happens. You really get to attune yourself to energy. It's magic. In one sense or another, it is a little bit magical. So yeah, I use that word. I don't like to say the word magic, but sometimes it does feel magical working with energy. Because when you do magic, you work with energy, you work with frequency, you tap into energy to make something happen, to create something, to manifest something. So it's all energy that you're working with anyways, whether it's magic, whether it's shamanism, shamanic journeys, shamanic healing, energy healing, psychic development. It's all energy. It's all you working with energy, tapping into energy and vibrating it, sending it to where it needs to go to manifest something, to heal someone or something, to change a life situation. All involves working energetically with something or someone, to change something, to heal something, to attune something, to become psychic, to become a healer. It's all energetics. So I just wanted to talk about that today and share my experiences with it, and frankly, being very honest about my own experiences. And not everybody will be the same. Your journey might be different, and it's special and unique to you in what you want to learn as a healer, as a psychic, whatever your endeavors are. Um, and maybe somebody out there does teach energy healing. They have a specific protocol, how they do it, or a specific technique that they can teach you. I don't really have a specific technique, and that I tap into. I just naturally tap into energy and I go to heal. I just learned all the safety protocols and how to work with energy before I started doing that, because honestly, I want to know what I'm doing as an energy healer. I don't want to just practice doing something. I want to be able to do it safely, especially when I'm working with other people in healing sessions. So it has to be safe and it has to be right, done right, in order to be a decent energy healing session for anybody. That's just my own personal, I guess, beliefs on that. And I do have beliefs on what it is to be an energy healer or not. I do have some things that, opinions on that. Safety first, being proficient in it, because you're not just working with yourself, you're working with other people. So, honestly, the safety factor is the biggest thing. And knowing what you're doing when you're healing someone or something, whether it's humans or animals, it is your responsibility as a healer to not cause damage to people. So, um, those are factors. And honestly, at this point, I've worked in healing for a while. I don't believe in refunds or exchanges. Any type of sessions that I do, there is a no refund policy. It's your choice to have whatever session you have with me. There is no refund policy, no returns, no exchanges, because I don't make any guarantees that I'm curing you of something. I am helping you on your healing journey to help alleviate symptoms of issues that you're having physically, medically. I'm not a medical doctor, so I don't make promises of cures or guarantees of how much I can heal someone or not heal someone. I do my best to promote healing, healing of organs, healing of medical issues, emotional things, physical things, so that you get some relief from whatever is going on internally with it, to get relief from pain, to get relief from psychological, emotional stuff, to promote healing. That's what energy healing is. And again, it would be unethical of me to guarantee a cure or how much I can heal something. All I can do is do the energy healing and promote healing of your body, your organs, your spirit. But again, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a medical doctor. I don't promise how much percentage of healing will happen or a guarantee for a cure. I try my best to do the energy healing so you feel better physically and emotionally, that the energy blockages are healed and hopefully removed. Physical symptoms, pain, hopefully it's healed, it becomes better or goes away. That's the hope. That's any energy healer wants it to be gone, to help you to heal something. And that's what healing is. But again, I don't like the word cure. I don't like the word guarantee. So I don't use those words in association with my healing. I don't use those words. And so that's why, again, I have a no refund policy. And I'm very upfront about that and I'm very honest about that. So, because I've had many people asking me in emails, can you guarantee me that I will be healed and that I will be cured after your session or during your session? And I say, I cannot guarantee that because I don't guarantee to create cures or super huge miracles. I try my best to help you heal and to promote healing. But I'm not Jesus. I don't just touch somebody and cure everything and anything and everything internally within you. I'm not Jesus and I don't claim to be because I'm not. I don't think my degree of ability with on healing is to the degree that Jesus was. It's not to that where I could just suddenly touch you and completely cure you. I don't claim to do that. I just don't. So I don't give false expectations and I don't give false promises of something that I can deliver or not. I just don't do that. And I'm upfront and honest about that. Um, just prefer to be honest and not give anybody false hope or false expectations of what energy healing is or what it's not. Um, it's just not ethical to do that in the first place. So I don't do it. That's just me and how I am as an energy healer. And thank you so much.